Chad Havinen again, Natural Bodies Fitness. I'm going to help you guys figure out your BMRs. I understood that during our seminar, A, some of you guys were not able to make it, and B, it did get a little complicated to try to understand this. And this is probably one of the most important pieces. Yes, you can have weight training and you can do your cardio, and we can show you through the gym. Mastering the nutritional side does make a difference. So I made this video for you, and I'm going to make this video for you, and I hope you take the time to really do this. It'll pay dividends later for you to have your nutritional numbers. So we're going to walk through this piece at a time, and I'm going to do it with you. And this is on page 6 of your Caplan Law of Fitness Guide. Okay, and you can walk through these steps as you watch this video, and I'm going to work through this video with you. Okay, so your BMR, your basic metabolic rate, extremely important. We're trying to get a calorie count from your weight. Now remember, we want to start with the weight that you'd like to become. So let's just pick that number, which personal to each one of you. I am 225 pounds, so let's just say I want to eat towards 215. Okay, so we're going to start right here. Convert your body weight from pounds to kilograms. Okay. So I'm going to divide my weight by 2.2. So I'm 225 divided by 2.2 is 102.27, which repeats. So I'm just going to say 3. So I'm going to take my weight, 225 divided by 2.2 is going to be 102.3. Okay? Now, for men and women, you have different calculators. Okay? So now I'm going to take my 102.3 times 1.0, of course, is going to be the same, but times 24. Okay, so it's going to give me a number. So I'm going to have this number here, which will stay the same, 102.3 times my 24. And it will give me 24552. Okay? Now, this is turning into a calorie count. All right, but we have to go through a few steps before we get to the final. I'm going to take this 2,455, and I'm going to use a multiplier of what your body fat percentage should be. All right? This is, again, something you are going to personally have to pick what you think you are. If I've learned anything about body fat, if you think you're here, you're probably down one, because that's just how body fat is. So I'm going to say that I'm at the 1.0 mark. Okay, so again, whatever weight you are, you're going to take this number, which is the 2455, okay, and I'm going to times that. So what I'll do is I'll take this number, this will be the 2455, we're just going to get rid of that 0.2 times my lean factor. Just for the point of doing this, I'll say it's 0.95. Okay, so I'm going to take times 0.95. It's going to give me a new number of 2332. Okay? Now, the next step is to break these into macronutrients. There are 6 parts. 3 for protein, 2 for carbs, 1 for fat. Okay, so now I'm going to take the 2332, okay, 2332, and I'm going to divide that by 6. It's going to give me my first, because 1 part will be fat. So that's going to be 388. That's 1 part. Okay, now I'm going to do 388 times 2. That'll be 2 parts carbs. So that'd be 776. Okay, and then again, I'm going to do the 388 times 3 parts carbs. Okay, so it's going to be 1164. Okay, now further transfer calories into a macronutrient. Okay, so there are 4 calories in 1 gram of protein. So I'm going to take my 1164 and I'm going to divide that by 4. It's going to give me 291. Okay, so I'm taking this 1164, just taking these numbers and 776 and 388. So 776 divided by 4 in the carbs is 194. And then 388 divided by 9 is 64.6, so I'm going to say 65. Okay? Now, to finish this, we're going to take your macro totals. These are now your macros. So these are calories. This will be your calorie, and this will be your macro breakdown. This is how many grams of protein you should have in a day, how many grams of carbs you should have in a day, and how many grams of fat. Now what we need to do is break those down into specific meals. Okay, so now we're going to have the first part of your meals where you get your carbs and your starches, your breads, your oatmeals, potatoes and rice. You're going to have calculators here to be able to measure how many of these macronutrients, the grams right here, these grams, okay, so we're going to multiply each time. In the second part of your meals, you're going to get a little bit more protein, but you're not going to have the carbs, so we're going to have math for that, okay? Every one of these numbers right here gets multiplied by this multiplier right here times just your macros. So for this case, 291, okay, times 0.8 and divided by 7 meals, that's in theory, okay, it's going to be 33. Okay, now, right here for my carbs, I'll take my 194 times 0.8 divided by 3 will give me 51. Okay, and my fats, there is no multiplier for that. You're just going to do 65 divided by 7 equals 9. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing over here. For my protein, 291 again, 291 times 1.2 equals that, excuse me, 291 times 1.2 divided by 7 equals 49. Then my carbs again, 194 times 0.2 divided by 7 equals 5. And then fats again will be the same. It's the same as each side, so 9. So if you see what we're doing here, we're taking calories away from your carbs in the second half of your day. So this is the first part of the day. This is meals 1 through 3. And then this right here is meals 4 through 7. So we're doing calorie divvying up your calories, so to speak. We're going to give you more protein, but less carbs. Again, carbs usually translate into high glucose levels, and that's a sugar. That's going to be heavier on your body at nighttime when you don't need it. That's usually how you add fat to your muscles, I mean to your body fat count. We want to help build muscles, which is why we add more protein in. Okay, so we're going to get higher protein, less carbs for the second half of the day. You get a little bit more carbs for the first half of the day, but a little less protein. Okay, because that's what's needed. We're eating for what's needed. This is how you make a BMR calorie expenditure. It's fairly simple to do the mathematics. It's even more complicated to get used to packing that much for your food for the day, preparing a meal, shopping for the food. But at least you know now, on most foods, most proteins, 1 ounce equals 5 grams of protein. So for instance, if your serving size in each one of these is 33, that's roughly 6 ounces of meat. It's important to have a food scale. So if your number here is closer to 21, then that's 4 ounces. It becomes very easy when you get used to it. 51 grams of carbs, that's about a cup of rice. Again, if your number is 33, so it's going to be about a half a cup of rice. Or that could be one of the oatmeal packets. It could be a piece of fruit. Numbers matter. You just get used to having more carbs when you need it. And at nighttime, when you say, well, I'm hungry, I would want carbs. Well, I tell you what, if you eat more protein, you'll find yourself satisfied. You'll have enough food. That right there, 49, that's 10 ounces of meat. It's a lot of food. So anyways, this helps make your BMR, and I look forward to seeing you prepare your meals and have a success. Again, chat with Natural Bodies. See you later.